One other type of biased sample, along with voluntary response samples, is what's called a convenience sample. And this is just what it sounds like. It is a sample that has been selected, where the individuals have been selected because it was convenient for the researcher to pick those particular individuals. All right, this is a non-representative sampling technique. So examples might be, you want to learn about individuals going to a particular sporting event, so you show up there and take the first 50 people that come, right? Those are going to tend to be your larger fans, tailgaters, that sort of thing, and it's not going to represent all the people that go to the event. An example that I commonly use is saying, hey, let's take my class surveys, which is only students in my stats classes, and pretend that that represents all Clayton State students. My stats students get selected because it's convenient for me to select them, right? It's easy, but and they are not representative of all Clayton State students. So our individuals, key thing here is that the individuals are not randomly selected. Okay, so let's look at another example, right? We all scream for ice cream. So imagine Cold Stone Creamery is considering opening a new store in Stockbridge. Before opening the store, they want to know the percentage of households in Stockbridge that regularly visit an ice cream shop. So the market researcher obtains a list of households in Stockbridge and randomly selects 150 of them. He mails the questionnaire to the 150 households that ask about, and he mails a questionnaire that asks about ice cream eating habits. Of the 150, 4 are returned, right? So what is our population? I would say our population is households or people who live in Stockbridge. Right, in Stockbridge. So this is all the people who live in Stockbridge, which I can't spell, but you knew that. Right? So our parameter of interest, what is it that we're interested in looking at, learning about, is the proportion of all Stockbridge residents, or maybe households, that visit an ice cream shop. Right? So our sample, now the intended sample, is the 150 households that get sent the questionnaire. Right? Intended sample is the 150 Stockbridge households. We'll just say that. But that's not the actual sample, right? Because the actual sample is those that were actually measured, that had data collected. So the actual sample is the 4 households that return the survey. Okay, so the sampling method, it doesn't say, right? It just says he gets a list of households. That's good. Randomly selects 150 of them. So we'll just say it's a random sample. So the intended sample was random. So was it? Yes. But there is a source of bias, right? The source of bias is it really has a huge non-response problem, right? Non-response. So we have a very low response rate. And so we've only learned about those 4 people, which are probably, hopefully, rabid Cold Stone Creamery fans who are like, please, please, please get one in the area, right? So it's not going to be representative, which means we can't generalize it to the population of all Stockbridge residents or all Stockbridge households. Okay, so now we're going to next up, sampling techniques, and in the next video.